Hello, uh, nice to meet you. I'm Chae Yong-sung. Today, I would like to talk about uh, the world democratic solidarity against coronavirus surveillance risk, authoritarianism, and totalitarian nations with Yuval Noah Harari. The use of surveillance via technologies such as apps and smartphone to combat the spread of the coronavirus can be useful, but risks empowering authoritarian governments. Historian and author Yuval Noah Harari has said. Speaking on BBC Radio Post Today program, Harari, who is also of Sapiens, a brief history of humankind and Homo Deus, a brief history of tomorrow, warned that the improper handling of surveillance during the coronavirus crisis could be devastating for privacy and democracy. He said that he faced a choice as to whether we turn to totalitarian surveillance or whether we turn to empowering citizens in order to stop this, referencing the overreach of such technologies in some countries such as Hungary and China, where strict new laws have been criticized for giving uncapped power to the government. So I am in favor of surveillance as long as it goes uh, both ways and doesn't result in authoritarian regime like we are seeing now in Hungary and other countries around the world, he said. Coronavirus surveillance, Yuval Harari warns of governmental overreach. Harari highlighted that while surveillance tools and apps such as Friend NHS app that will detect nearby carriers of the virus could be beneficial, they could also be used to harm citizens' rights. It's important to use the new technologies to help defeat the epidemic, but the question is whether the surveillance empowers a single powerful government or wide range of organizations and citizens, he said. Who controls all the information? Is it the police or is it an independent health agents? And surveillance can always go both ways. At the same time that we increasing our citizen movements, at the same time we should increase the surveillance or say government expenditure. Governments are now spending money like water, hundreds of billions of dollars and sterling and euros. And we need to have a very close watch on who gets what. Noah Harari, some countries could face a complete collapse. Harari also warned that the political choice that made could make the difference between will lead to nationalist isolation, isolation, iso, isolationism or to greater global solidarity. It's not that there is just one way to deal with the epidemic. We have a choice, and what we choose will change the world for years, maybe decades to come. He said, slamming current government approaches for failing to take a global view of the issue. The lack of leadership and coordination is really appalling. There is some cooperation on the level of information, at least that's important, he said. Our big advantage as humans of a virus is the virus cannot cooperate over countries. Virus in China can't give advice to virus in the UK, but humans can inform and help each other, and we should see more of that. But we should also see cooperate in the production and distribution of medical equipment. Currently, countries are competing against each other, and the distribution is therefore unsure. I would, uh, I would hope that we'll have a global, coordinated effort, not just to produce equipment more efficiently, but efficiently to distribute it fairly. Things that will change the world today. He also warned that a lack of global collaboration could mean economic ruin for some countries with a deep knock-off effects for the world economy. We need a collaboration on the economic front, especially when this epidemic hits the developing world. The U.S. can have a rescue package C, but Mexico or Colombia or Bangladesh can't, he said. So unless we have a global economic plan, to result could be the complete collapse of some countries. He ultimately stressed that we had a considerable choice about how to handle the coronavirus and the capability to stop its spread, but governments needed to take appropriate action. It is natural disaster, but the nature of natural disasters have changed in the modern era. They are increasingly under human control, he said. In the Middle Ages, when an epidemic hit, nobody knew why people were dying or what could be done about it. But today, it took just 2 weeks to identify the new coronavirus, sequence its entire genome, and develop reliable tests. It's now fully under our control in the sense that we can stop this. We have the knowledge, we have the technology. It's just a political question of where we put our resources. Okay, uh, I I said about the coronavirus surveillance risks and authoritarianisms and government and totalitarian nation. And I agree with the Yuval Harari's opinion that we should fight against the we should pursue for democracy against the coronavirus surveillance risk and totalitarian government, and we should cooperate to the matter of economic crisis. But many countries doesn't push for that direction. But we have the solidarity and altruism for democracy and local economic welfare. I think so. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening my word.